welcome back to Wendy's Colouring, and today is my colouring plans video. As usual, I don't know why I say this every time, but it's true. I will have picked way more books than I have any time to do, but we can dream, can't we? And it gives me a short list, really, of things. So rather than having to go through all my bookcase, which is quite big now, it gives me a shorter area to just go. Now I've got that smaller selection to pick from, and hopefully still find something that I really want to colour throughout October. How are we at October? Now, October colouring, yeah, Halloween. I'm not, I know some people absolutely adore it, don't they? I don't fall into the I adore Halloween phase, unfortunately. It wasn't a big thing for me when I was a kid. We didn't really do it at all, and not many people around where I lived did either, really. Here in the UK, bonfire night was a bigger thing when we were kids. I think it's pretty big now, but at the time it wasn't. So yeah, I kind of missed that craze, really. Anyway, on to the books. So I have printed out this Rita Bermer's lovely freebie that she's offering at the moment. I just went on her Instagram to find it, and there's links there that take you to where you can download. She does have a time limit on her free pages, so you do kind of have to grab them when they're on there, because they do vanish pretty quick after a book publication. So yeah, I've printed this one out, but my phone tells me that my book is supposed to be being delivered today. Unbelievably, I can't believe it, Amazon. We'll see it when it arrives, if it arrives. Hopefully it'll arrive. If it does arrive, it'll be before you see this video, because I'll probably release it before this video that I'm recording at the moment. But if they are just lying to me, I will probably work on this page instead, because this has got some quite cute little bits and pieces on it. This I might do throughout the month, really, so just do a little bit at a time. So we've got a little camel, we've got some little lanterns and other bits and pieces, obviously wildlife, some little kind of huts and under the sea bit. So yeah, there's a little bit of everything in there, so I'm thinking I might do that. And then a lovely lady did send me this page to do. So Millie Blooms, she has a Instagram and she has an Etsy page where you can purchase these. So I'll add her Etsy link in the description. I'm not getting anything for that. I just think it's nice to see an illustrator drawing for themselves and trying to make a living out of it, isn't it? And I thought this was quite a cute little page. She has a couple of little autumn packs. I think this one has another drawing with it, and there's another pack as well that's quite cute. So yeah, Millie Blooms, like I say, I will link her Etsy page down below, so if you're interested in finding this one and giving it a go. And I don't really have a huge amount of Halloween-y kind of books, so I thought, actually, yeah, we'll do this one because it's quite a nice image and I don't have loads. What it did mean was I had to try and sort my printer out. That was not fun. I have an inkjet, which is obviously fine for a lot of stuff, everyday stuff I use the inkjet for because it's easy. But obviously water-based, if I'm going to do any painting on it at all, it's just going to run like crazy. So I had to try and get my old, and it is old laser working. And oh, it's a fight. It really is a fight. Yeah, it doesn't want to connect. It's a long story. Anyway, I managed, as you can see, to get it to print, and I think it's okay. Sometimes the print seems to come off with it. I'm presuming that means the roller's on its way out, or it's not heating enough. I don't know. Laser printers, they're a mystery to themselves. But I've got it to print, so I might give that a go. And because I got the printer working, I also printed off this, which, excuse the shine, because I've got it in a, in fact, let's take it out of the wallet. I've got it in a wallet-y thing to keep it together. So I bought quite a while ago quite a few PDFs by Ellie Marks, again off Etsy, and I think I'm in a Facebook group for her work as well, and I know she's been working on these colouring bookmarks for a while. So once these were available, I did jump and get them. And I was thinking for this month, as you can see, got the printer working, so I thought that's it. I've printed out all the stuff by her that I have because the printer was finally working, so it won't work again when I touch it again. But I did think, excuse flipping because these are loose, there is a little Halloween-y page of bookmarks that now I can't find. Oh, there we are. There's the one. These ones. So I thought, actually, these are quite quick, can't they? They're not massive pieces. They're quite cute. And I've printed it on some of that Nina paper that, again, I did get a while ago, thinking, oh, I'll print out with the laser onto the Nina, so it gives me a bit more options, and it's a little bit thicker than some of the other stuff I have. It's very smooth, is my only criticism. We'll have to see how my colour pencils work on it. But yeah, so far, the laser seems to have liked it. I've just had a few issues trying to get it to the right paper size, because obviously this is an American paper size, and my printer is not used to American settings, so it took a few persuasions to do something other than what it normally does. One of these days. But yeah, printed them out, quite pleased with it, so thinking I might have a go with those. Hopefully will be quite nice, from Ellie Marks. Excuse me while I put it back in here, because I'm trying to keep them nice. Easier said than done for me. And the other thing I printed off at the same time was Morgan O'Brien has 2 free books on his Ko-fi, I think they were. And yeah, again, I saved these ages ago, but couldn't be bothered with the printer battle. But now I'm thinking, yeah, I'd quite fancy doing some of these. And there are a couple of Halloween-y pages in here, or pages that I could do kind of autumnal looks. Like I'm thinking, although this has got apples on, you could kind of do this as an autumnal look. So yeah, I thought I might do a couple in here. I'm half thinking I might even do that one that I've just lost again. This one, maybe as a colour along on the channel, because it's not massive, so it'll be a reasonably one video colour along, I think. We've got a few of the pumpkins and some mummies and some bats and things. Thought it could be quite cute, couldn't it? So, and it's a free image, so you know, anyone can use it, can't we? So yeah, there's 2 of these available on his website at the moment. But Welcome to the Forest, a cosy colouring book by Morgan O'Brien, free download. What's not to like? Then I'm also bringing back this lovely Korean book that I watercoloured in last month because it's beautiful. Illustration colouring book of the Star World by this person who I won't butcher their name. I know it's very difficult to find now. It'll be expensive on Etsy, I've no doubt. I'm sorry. Mine, fortunately, I did acquire on Book Depository before it went. But there's a few kind of pages that I thought might be quite nice for Halloween. So this is quite nice. I'll show you the finished one. It kind of feels a bit more dreamlike. I quite like this coffee. I don't drink coffee, but I'm kind of thinking this gives me kind of winter autumnal vibes. So I thought that might be quite nice. But there is an actual... I also quite like this one as well. Again, I think it's supposed to be dreamlike, isn't it? But it kind of feels a bit autumnal because there's no leaves on the trees, and you've got a little bit of lighting and a little bit of potions and things in the little huts. But there is one particular page that's about magic that I was also thinking... I should have marked this page. Sorry, I didn't. Where are you? This one. So let's find the one with the actual illustration on. So you've got this kind of boy upside down with his cat and a cauldron. So there's a few pages, a kind of witchy looking arm, haven't we? There's a few pages in here that I do quite like. And it's a bit of a watercolour challenge. This is quite different. Not quite sure how I'd do this kind of cloudy, different colours in the background, but that's part of the fun of it, isn't it? That there's be a little bit of a challenge. I'll put my whale in there to mark it. But yeah, I'm thinking I'd quite like to do another one in this book. I did enjoy working in it last month, and it's a beautiful book. It deserves to be worked in. So yeah, my watercolour and colour pencil colouring book that, yeah, if you want it, just in case. Then, other books. I worked in one of my Clara Markovas last month, and I do enjoy working in Clara Markova. In winter, in particular, I think I just want to reach for them. I've not done a huge amount in this one, Fairy Touch of Magic by Clara Markova, and as you can see, I have picked a few pages in here. When it comes to it, I might change my mind, because, you know, that's who I am. But I do want to work in it. Some of the pages in this book are quite complicated. I think this is a double, but I'm kind of feeling like I could work these separately. I'm not sure if they are a double now I'm looking at them. I'm thinking I might just do one or the other anyway. This sky probably does need to carry on, so I really need to make reasonable notes of whatever I use on the sky, whichever side I'm doing. I'm kind of thinking I want to do this side. I don't know why. Just this side feels quite busy and it's slightly frightening me. No words. And these pumpkins are just bizarre as well. Got a little candle with a face on. It's just Clara Markova. It's completely bonkers, but something about it makes me smile. The other side's got lots of birds on, hasn't it? We've got a bat and quite a bit of kind of scenery, tombstones. Is this a bit of a gnarly tree? I think it is, isn't it? So there's that page that slightly scares me, but there are a few kind of autumnal, Halloween-y, can't say on the page, witchy page. Quite like her as well, with her lovely curls. It's like she's having some kind of soup. Quite like that one. Back page. I've done a couple of back pages in my other Clara Markova books. Pulled out two and realised I'd done both the Halloween pages in there. Bizarrely for me. This is quite strange though, with this like bubbly body. Not quite sure what I think about that. I've got a strange basket up the tree, but yeah. Another back page. I'm probably thinking not a back page. Is this the front cover image? Ah, it is, yeah. So it's that image on here, no pressure. Is that a cat on the front? Oh no, the cat's not up here on the front on this one. So it's slightly different. But again, it's quite a nice page. I don't think I feel the need to do it exactly like the cover. Cover's lovely, don't get me wrong, but I'll probably just do it how I want to do it if I do that. But there's a few pages in there that do interest me if I feel like doing some Halloween. If not, I might just do a random book page or something. But I'd like to do another page out of this one. Fairy Touch Magic, because I've not done a huge amount in this particular one. Then this obviously came in last month. Hannah Carlson's Tales from Atlantis book. Beautiful cover. Still love the look of this book. I think it's stunning. Kind of feels a bit out of season to colour in it at the moment, but there are some beautiful pages, and like I say, I'm not a great Halloween lover, so I think I will get to the over Halloween stage pretty quick. I do love this portrait. I think it's lovely. I think what I've done with this book really, I've picked out a couple of portraits that I quite like, but if I'm not kind of feeling like I want a serious portrait, because they do take a long time and they take a lot of layers, and I get a bit bogged down in the hair, and they take me ages to do a Hannah Carlson portrait. I love them. I'm always pleased when I've got them done, but they are time consuming. So I've picked a couple of portraits. This one I think is stunning, and a couple of easier pages. So I quite like these like little fish going through the flowers with the shell at the bottom. I think that's quite cute as well. And then another simpler page with the crab with the flowers. Have I just missed one? No, I haven't. And then my last little portrait, where's that bookmark sitting, was, yeah, quite like this one as well. So I would like to start in this book, even if it is, like I say, one of the simpler pages and I don't do a portrait straight away. There's some lovely pages in here. Yeah, I just kind of feel like it should have been more of a summer release, maybe spring-summer release, kind of. But, yeah, still beautiful, nonetheless. So Hannah Carlson's latest one, Tales from Atlantis. I think there's only the Swedish version out at the moment, but you can get it wherever you are in the world, I think, at the moment. Then I've pulled out two of these books if I'm honest, I really want to still work in the bunny book. The bunny book has been waiting, I think, 2 months now in my stack of books to do. But I still haven't reached for it. I've been enjoying my colouring, but yeah, somehow, what is this one actually called? Usagi-san's Fairy Tale Fantasy Picture Book. It's a very nice book. It's very cute, and I've got a few pages that I still want to do. I still really like this kind of scrapbooky page. I think that's quite cute. I still love this page that's like a little dress shop or something, and then you've got the costumes that go through, but it's such small, weeny, tiny little details. I know that that's going to take a long time, and time is something I struggle to commit to at the moment. And then I've got this, both of this side of the page I quite like. This I can kind of see myself doing quite autumnal colours. I thought that would make a nice change rather than kind of a rich green, go with kind of reds, oranges. I thought that might be quite nice. And then I noticed when I was thinking about that page, oh, this page does actually have little witches on it, on this kind of tree house. But again, so many tiny weeny little details going on this. Beautiful, but quite time consuming. But I think this is a lovely book. It's a very nice book and I need to colour in it. And then this one, I have coloured in this one. What is this one called? A Journey Through Fairy Tales with the Little Friends of the Forest by Saguri Kobayashi, I think. Probably said that wrong, sorry. But I've pulled out, I did notice there was a little Halloweeny autumnal double on here as well. I may get to the point where I'm like, no more Halloween. Once I've coloured 2 pages that got pumpkins on, I'm normally like, nah, I'm done with pumpkins now. But these are both cute pages, and I quite like this with the costumes. I think that's quite nice. But there is a lot of background, so I don't know. But yeah, I'll probably colour in one of these. I don't think I'll do both of them. But they're both beautiful books. Lovely paper in it as well. And then the other one that I've got 2 of, that I probably won't colour both, or maybe I will because I do love them. I've pulled a few pages out of Frog's Tale, my hardback version, because I've not started in these other than destroying my back page, obviously, in the video. So many people have gone, no, what have you done to your brand new book? I know, but you know, they're for using, aren't they? And it makes you feel a bit less precious, and then you just get on colouring it. I may have to cut it out, but you know, it'll be a good tester page. This page I haven't coloured in my other copy of Frog's Tale, and this kind of does feel kind of wintry, autumn. Go in the pub, it'll be nice and warm, they can cook for you. My dad used to smoke a pipe, so it does kind of bring back quite a lot of memories when I see Mr. Fogarty with his pipe smoking. And this is how pubs used to be when I was growing up. You'd go in a pub and it was literally just a whole room of smoke. It was horrible. I don't miss it at all. Thank goodness we no longer have to have that in a pub. But this just brings back so many memories when I look at it of places like that at the time. So yeah, I quite like this page, The Cricketer's Arms. Although, again, so many lots of little bits and pieces that I'm going to get caught up in the detail of, but I think it's lovely. I'm not sure if we're supposed to be outside. Mind you, this is on the inside, isn't it? I'm just wondering what this frame bit here is, because it kind of feels like we're looking in through the window. I suppose these could be on a shelf in the window. Anyway, I don't need to work that out now while I'm talking you through it, do I? The other one, I think, again, is kind of autumnal, wintry. I always do these kind of tendrils and branches like it's green and lush, but I'm thinking actually I could do this one like it's, you know, autumn and they're all falling off, and again, oranges, browns, make a nice change. And he's got his little cosy lounge with his little offspring in a jar with his snail friend. So I thought that could be quite nice as well, and a nice start to this Frog's Tale book. The other one that I got in hardback is Moonlight Mischief. I don't know why I struggle to say this, but I do. But again, I picked a few out that I thought I could do kind of seasonally and not how I would normally do it. So this with all the little creatures going to sleep, I thought again I could do it quite autumn looking. I've been wanting to do this one in my other copy of this book and I haven't got around to it, and I thought actually it might be easier in this where I can use a little bit of watercolour just to do little bits and pieces to speed up the process. And maybe making some of these movement marks a bit easier when you've got a bit more of a free rein with media. So there's that one, and then this is the other one that I didn't get up to in my other book, but again lots of nice lighting effects I thought could be lovely. Is that all of them? Yeah, that's in my other book. So yeah, some of those I've got highlighted in my RJ Hampson books. I'll probably only do one. Time-wise, will probably mean I'll only have time to do one, but I would like to do some of those. Put them on the shelf. Then I've also fished out, oh, if I can get hold of them, some more of my Fabiana Atanasio books. So I've got Witches, Wizards, Magical Spirits. That was, I think these have only been sold in the works in the UK. I've never seen them anywhere else, sadly, and I think they're pretty much out of stock, unfortunately, of this now. I've not seen it lately. And then I've got Wizard of Oz. I think mine's Polish, something like that. Anyway, Wizard of Oz and Snow White. So I picked a few pages. I'll just budge those out the way. We can quickly have a look at this one. I think I've only done one double in this one, but I've picked out a few that I quite fancy having a go at. So I've got Sprites, that's a double page. I've got, obviously, Wicked Witch of the West, that's a double, although, as you can see, this spine is a problem. We've kind of lost a good chunk of the writing, which means we've lost a little bit of her dress and a bit of her leg, I think, because the binding on this book is really tight and it does take some of the picture, as you can see. So I think that's going to be a tricky page just because the drawing really goes into the spine on that particular drawing. I quite like this Valkyrie page. Again, same problem, although I think we're losing less detail in that spine than we are on the Wicked Witch page, unfortunately. And then finally I also picked the Merlin page out, which is quite a different page for me, but I thought it could be quite interesting, although this border does fill me with fear somewhat, because that's a lot of the same shape coloured a lot of times, isn't it? Might just watercolour over the whole thing, who knows. But yeah, I've only done one double in this. I've done that double in this one, so I kind of feel I should get back to it. These two I've not done any in though, so they're probably a bit higher in the pile of should be worked on. So Wizard of Oz, again, lovely Fabiana pages, but same issue a little bit with the spine. This is a stitched spine on these ones, so it is a little bit better binding than that works book, but it's still not the easiest to open, and if you're painting it's going to fall into the gutter there, so it's a little bit tricky, but quite like this with the Scarecrow and her. And then I've got another witchy page with the birds and wolves. Are these? I've never seen the film. Don't know why I keep buying the books, because I don't know anything about the story really. Fly monkeys. But I thought it was quite cute. I like how she draws the fabrics on here, and it's a bit different. And oh, hello, come back. And then the last one, I do quite like this, so that she's kind of sewing these balloons for the next page. But I thought this is be a quite nice place just to play and do whatever colours I like. I thought it could be quite fun to work on that bit. And then obviously you've got her and another little dog, which I do quite enjoy doing. So I'm thinking out of all of them, this one appeals to me the most, just because it feels like, I don't love kind of zen doodly bits, but it does allow you to really play and enjoy some materials in that space. And this paper is pretty good in these books. It crinkles, but it's not so bad that you won't get away with it. So that one's, I think, more likely the last page. And in my Snow White one, again, I'm not going to do all of these, but I'm hoping I might get at least one done in one of these 3 books. I quite like the dwarves. They are very cute. And again, they've got quite a lot of fabrics that I can play about with and use some different materials that might be quite fun to work in. I've also picked this one out, which I thought was quite a nice contrast between the two of them. or if I wanted a more natural kind of page, I think that was my other one that I selected out of this book. But again, I've not worked in this one either, so yeah, I'd like to, I mean, if I'm honest, I'd like to do one out of all three, but if I'm being realistic, looking at my pile, it's probably not going to be all three, but I'm hoping at least get one done out of some of these this month. Hopefully my new Rita Berman book will be arriving today, fingers crossed. That will also be coming into my in pile, and I have got a couple of books that I've not yet hauled, and a couple of those might also be coming into my in pile for this month, that you'll see a little bit later on in the month, but hopefully I might get time to work in them as well. Would like to do a colour along again, like not a massive one, but one that's just a one video one. I think then I don't get a bit lost in it and never go back to that book again. I don't want to fall down that trap. So yeah, I might do the Morgan O'Brien, might do something in R.J. Hampson. Suggestions? Anybody got a smaller image that you think you'd be interested in me doing something in? Be interested to hear, let me know. But yeah, that's my current working thoughts for October. No idea how we've got to October already. Yeah, interested in hearing your thoughts on what pages do you like, what would you like to see, particularly colour along ideas, not something massive, something small that I can tackle and not worry about and get myself worked up about. That would be good. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you're loving your colouring. Bye bye.